Hey, this your boy Diggaveli. Welcome back to the channel. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, man, for a lot of you celebrity worshipers and stuff, man. But Oprah ain't never been shit. And I've been saying it, man, just on how I perceive everything she does. Like with her showing everything, she stand up, she doesn't really mention, race unless she has on somebody black. Most of her movies tend to like black oppression and just being like so down. Like it's like night and day with her. But you don't have to listen to me because Fred Williamson can explain that shit a lot better than I can. Let's get into the video.
Do you think that Hollywood is just never going to respond and people should follow the path you take, which is to do your own stuff, to write your own scripts, produce your own work? Or is there change that is going to happen eventually?
Hollywood is not in the business of making social adjustments. That's not why they're in business. They're in business to make money.
Facts.
If they can find a way to utilize something that you have to bring to the screen that they can make money off, then they listen. It's not about changing their attitudes for blacks to get more work. If a black comes in, and has something that he can bring to the table, some identity that I brought to the table as an ex-football player, and then turned out to be also a good actor, then certainly they'll utilize you to a certain extent. The idea,
And just for a quick second, this was done years ago. Take that into account.
after you get your foot in the door, is to get your foot out of the door and go do your own thing, because they only give you, part of what you want. So you have to bring your own thing to the table. I mean, they're in the business to make money. They don't care about what you say about them. They have 2 or 3 meetings every month. All the heads of the studios have meetings every month. And I guarantee you what they do is planned. It's planned. Right now they're into empowering the woman. Okay? So that's easy to do because there's no social threat to make a woman a star on television. But if you make a brother a star, then there's a possibility that he may be dating your daughter or your sister or
Right.
your uncle's daughter, right? So they're not interested in creating that kind of social problems. To bring a woman into television, there's a couple of females now who are black who have television shows, but that's adhering to all this talk about women not getting roles.
And I'm glad he mentioned that because just look at the movie scenes now, the show scenes. Every superhero movie now is like woman led. Most of the male superheroes that we grew up watching, they either turn them gay or they just completely destroyed the storyline to replace them with women. And you can't sound lying. Like that is a fact. Just go look at all our entertainment today. Like it's crazy, man.
So, as I said, there's no social pressure
Right.
bringing a
Well,
woman.
I think though, I mean, with someone like, Shonda Rhimes, for instance, having a black woman who actually has the power to write a show, produce a show. I think having, people of color, women in positions of power does make a difference. Would you agree? Do you think part of
Yeah,
it is
but
changing who's at the top?
no.
I definitely don't agree with that because we have a lot of black women that's in power right now and just lead with straight emotion. All these black women that's in positions of power are mostly Democrat. And just look what they did to the cities. Look at Lightfoot in Chicago. Like look at Washington D.C. Like look at all these all these black women that's in positions of real power in this country. And look at the shit job that they did. They destroyed their cities. Like and I'm all for strong women leading, but I'm not for emotional women leading anything. That's why men are better leaders because outside of emotion, we lead with logic. We'll put logic over emotion when it comes to it. You got a lot of women that's just overpowered by emotion. And like I'm not all women. Cause like Carrie Lake, for instance, out of Arizona. Strong woman, strong leader. You could put her anywhere. You could put her president anywhere. She'd do a great job because she shows that type of strength to put emotion aside to make logical decisions. And those are the type of people that we need leading, period. Whether you're a man or a woman, you have to have those qualities, man, those traits. It's just as simple as that.
No, that's not good enough. For you to find a way to produce and write and get a film made, you still need a distributor. So now it's up to the distributor to decide how much money and effort he's going to put into the project to release it. You can have the greatest product in the world, but if nobody knows you have it, it's worthless.
Facts.
So this empowering the woman fits into where we are right now. So they take a film like Selma, and they spend a lot of money putting out maybe 3,000, 3,500 prints right away so that it makes it money right away. And then wait and see if anybody else is going to see. They know when they put it out, the black audiences is going to run to it. But does it have legs? Will it have legs? I think that's why it didn't get a lot of recognition beyond the director into the Academy Awards, because it's a film geared to the black audience. And they want to see if it's going to last.
Right.
And if you look,
But you have to see what type of movies they pump does. Like, look at Will Smith after that embarrassing shit he did to Chris Rock. Comes out with a slave movie. Only movies they gear towards black people is crime, streets, hood, violence shit, drug dealing, slavery, oppression, something that keeps black people feeling like they're at a disadvantage. They came from a disadvantage. And they're oppressed and they're down. Like, how many movies do you get of actual happy endings? Or like strive into greatness? Like, how does Dr. Ben Carson not have a movie yet? Oh, let me guess, because he supports Trump, right? Not even the fact that he's like, I think he gave the first ever successful brain surgery. Like, this dude is doing brain surgeries, black man, and they write off all that shit because he supports Trump. How disgusting! He should have his own movie. Like, what about the guy that made the motor that ran off water? He was killed in a Buffalo shooting incident, in that mass shooting. It happened in Buffalo grocery store. Where is his movie? Where's his shows? Where's people talking about that?
look at who is leading the march, it's Oprah Winfrey. But Oprah has a plan. Oprah has the power to adhere to the black public and represent blackness, and then go to her TV show and become colorless. She becomes gray in her television show. She doesn't represent blackness on her television show. But in our movies, if you notice every movie that she makes, she is representing blackness. She takes off her makeup. She shows how fat she is, and she wears these unsexy clothes. And that's Oprah being Oprah. But she only does that because she knows she can go back to her show or do her old magazine, and they take 25 pounds off of each hip, and she looks like she's a 92-pounder on the cover of her old magazine.
I think you're being unfair.
It's real.
I think
you
you're
tell
being
me
unfair.
that picture of old magazine is Oprah? Come on.
I think. I mean, do you think that are you saying that someone like Oprah is being inconsistent and sort of pandering to particular audiences? Is that
No,
Right.
I'm saying Oprah has a plan.
Right.
And her plan is to represent
right?
in the movies.
Right.
Because if you notice, every movie that she's made has been about black suffering, about blacks being treated with injustice. Then she goes and does her television show, which is not representing
Right.
blackness, it's representing Oprah as an entertainer.
Right.
So she has the power to make this transition, to represent and to go back. Being a black actor is a very difficult situation to maintain representation and also maintain what you really want to do.
Right.
I'm lucky because I represent, and at the same time, I'm doing what I want to do.
Right.
So I don't have the power, but I have the will.
Right.
And that's crazy, man. Because that's all Oprah does is just make oppressing, just black pain movies and shows. Everything that she does, like, involving black people is just pain and suffering and oppression. But then she go to her show, like he says, colorless. Doesn't see no color. Hands white women's cars, but a few black women that's in the crowd cars, hands out all type of gifts, all this other shit. But when she goes back to dealing with the black community, it's oppression and sadness. Like, stop worshiping these fucking celebrities, man. Their job is to keep you distracted and broke while they continue to get rich. Because I'm telling you, man, once you reach that next level of that next social status level of money and stuff, it's no longer black and white. It's just money at this point. Just the higher you go, it's just money. Money is the power. Money is the look. It's only to where you get down to the middle class and stuff like that where color is actually a thing and racism and that is actually a thing. Because it's elites versus the less fortunate. You know, stop worshiping these celebrities, man. They don't have your best interest at heart. How could they have your best interest at heart when you have nothing in common? Shout out to Fred Williamson, man, for keeping it real. This is a video that I'm glad I got to look at, man. And, yeah, I felt like I should, inform a lot of other people with this, man. Great video. Y'all seen it like I seen it, man. I'm out. Oh, yeah. Make sure to hit that like on the videos, man. I really appreciate it. It gets me in the algorithm. Keep me going, man. Y'all have a good one. I'm out.